Let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, James, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, nerds and virgins.
Go for Jeezy. No forget Jeezy, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
What's up, people? Welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. I'm here with the legend Don Frye, one of my favorite fighters ever. You keep popping up on these Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, and then every comment is like, Don Frye taught Chuck Norris everything, and Don Frye shit so that Chuck Norris could walk, or like it just keeps like it's hilarious, man. Like, are you responsible for this, or is people just finding videos of you and putting them up?
I don't know who's doing what, man. I'm not putting anything up. Yeah, not me.
Well, I'm glad that you're finally getting your flowers, as the kids say, because I'm always, because I mean, you busted your fucking ass. I mean, first of all, I don't know anyone who's had more back problems, except for McCorkle. I mean, no one put their body through more than you did. Like no one. I mean, I remember there was a show one time you were getting your leg carved out by like some like Mexican guy you hired, like with like a shovel or something, and like a fucking flame torch. He's just working on your leg, and then,
Gardener. He's my gardener, so I had him come in and fix my knee.
Dude, I mean, it's out of control. Meanwhile, Bill had a date last week with Cat Zingano, right? And now
she's coming on the show.
And now Cat is coming on.
Even after dating, she's going to come on the show.
Yeah, so she's coming on the show to tell us what happened. This is the first time Bill has ever had headphones and a shirt on in the history of our show. Every single time he's never look at him. Even his behind them is blurred. Normally he's at a fucking airport, or he's on one of those scooters, or he's naked running through a field or something, or he's taking a shit. Like now, his hair is done. Like, dude, really, bro?
His hair, brushed his teeth. Jeez,
I look so pretty.
Yeah, this is crazy. So Bill, the date went well. I mean, she's coming on the show. It must have went well.
Well, here's a question. I'm still on the fence. Can you hear me? First of all,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was necessarily a date. Okay. We met up.
Yeah. You met up.
We had some drinks.
Okay.
She came to the show. We hung out.
Yeah.
We hung out a little bit afterwards, and then I did invite her up to my hotel room.
Right.
But just to change, she said no, I'll stay in the lobby. And then I came back out, and then she was like, I gotta go home. So I don't know. I'm assuming that was not a date.
Who wanted to change? You wanted to change, or you wanted her to change?
Well, I had all my merchandise and all my stuff, and I had to drop it off in my hotel room, which is a walk from the club.
And she didn't want to. So you said, "Hey, do you want to come upstairs in my room to watch me drop merchandise?"
Yeah, because it's an event to watch me drop off merchandise, right?
And
then she said no, and that was enough. That was enough for me to kind of get the hint that, like, okay, if you don't want to walk up to my hotel room, then you don't want to, So we came back down, and everything was closed for dinner. So then she went home.
Now, did you think that went to her, like you getting her back into your hotel room was going to lead to something possibly?
No.
So there was no.
Did you get some ads on the bed? Did you get some ads on the bed?
It's that I don't have that like Don Frye macho-ness where I could take a macho woman and subdue her. It would have to happen. The only thing that would happen is she'd have to like grab me by my throat and throw me against the wall, and I'd be like, "Ooh, Hercules," and then it would happen. But I can't.
This is bull.
I can't initiate.
So, Bill, you probably slept with more than, 1,000, 2,000 women, 3,000.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here.
Look,
Never with a fighter.
okay, so never with a fighter, right? All right, but so I mean,
Yeah, fighting you at the time.
that's yeah. Now, did you at least did you at least go for a kiss at the end, or like, what was it, a hug? Or did you give her a handshake goodnight? Like, how did?
Okay, you guys have way more experience with female fighters, either friendship or otherwise. Obviously, I know you do a lot, Adam. I don't even see an in. Like she's fucking ripped. Her arms look like Don Frye in 1998. She's friggin' like she's got a perfect fucking strong body. Her arms, she's kind of folded arms walking. I don't see the in. I don't see the opportunity to be like,
all right,
yo, baby,
side note,
girl.
one time this girl who was a female fighter was giving me a blowjob, and I looked down and I'm like, man, I wish I had those arms. Like I was more like
I was bald spot, man. I killed hard on.
Yeah. Yeah, and the bald. Why would I wish I had a bald spot, asshole? Okay, but
no, you saw the bald spot on the woman that was blowing you because it was a man. We're talking about Brigitte Macron.
No, we're not. We're not getting sued for that bullshit. All right, but yeah. So, but I understand what you're saying, but there's still girls. I mean, there's still like I'm just. So you what? All right. So did you shake her hand? Good night. Was there a hug? Was there an embrace?
No, it was a hug. It was like a hug. Like, hey, thanks for hanging out. And then there's also the moment in the hug where if you hug a girl and she pulls her head back, where she's like in your face, then she wants kiss. But it was like a hug, and then she's like, okay, like she's back to fucking John Jones arm length position. So it's like this girl clearly doesn't want anything more, and it was fine.
Did Herb Dean come and separate you guys while you were hugging? Like,
right. You struck out big time. Yeah.
Yeah, look, even Don's ghost admits that was the fucking.
Well, I mean, but listen, let's say you would have went for a kiss, right? So what's the worst thing that could have happened? She would have said no.
This is what would no. This is what the worst that happens. The worst thing that happens is you go for a kiss and they go no, and they laugh at your face while they say no, which has happened to me before.
Well, no, that's not true.
Like,
no, you've never gotten a laugh. Okay,
100% I have.
No, not on stage.
Get behind you, choke you out, and leave you naked on the floor.
That's what I wanted, Don. Jesus.
I mean, so what? So let's say you go for a kiss and she's like, yeah, right. I'm not that kind of girl. You go, okay, all right, well, let's roll sometime or something. Or like there's other ways you could have went with it. I mean, all of a sudden you have like you're embarrassed about shit. I mean,
no. I don't think she vibed with me that way. I think she vibed with me as a friend. She thought that was cool, but I don't think she was into me that way. That's
came
all.
by herself to the show. You guys met beforehand by yourself.
Yeah.
Went out for a drink. Obviously,
yeah.
Like no one just goes meets a friend before a show for like a drink, unless they're like in show business and they're looking for like a part or something. And then Don, we can't hear you. Don, you're muted.
Really?
All right, go on.
Oh, don't mute me, damn it.
No, I didn't mute you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Now I can. Now I can.
Look, you're talking to a woman. She's going there for a free drink and then free tickets to a fucking comedy show. You know? They do that shit all the fucking time.
Yes, but not his show. Okay, so, but...
But taking a free drink.
No, look. This girl's she's in her 30s.
She's 42.
All right, she's 42. This girl's 42 years old. She's not a 21-year-old girl. 42 years old. Okay, she's single. She probably Googled Bill beforehand, so she knows what kind of comic he is. He's not like some fat schlub. He's a good-looking comic who trains. They met out beforehand. There was obviously something. Whoever told her who set him up was like, oh, he's cute, he's nice, he's funny. She thinks he's successful. She doesn't know the truth, but whatever. Okay, so they like meet up. then she sees his show. His show's all about pussy and fucking this and that and politics. It's disgusting. Okay, but there's nothing clean about it. She knows he's a scumbag. He's kind of misogynistic. You know, like she knows where we're going. She knows he's gotten laid before plenty of times. He's got 2 kids, blah, blah. Talks about all that shit, right? So then they go out afterwards. Okay, she follows him to his hotel room. They know they're gonna get a drink afterwards. She was either interested in him as like maybe I agree, maybe the first night the kiss wasn't the move, but I mean, why not? You should have went for it. I mean, you get rejected every day by life. So
you gotta start off with a kiss. You know, you gotta start off with a kiss. What we're gonna do? Hit her over the head and drag her to the fucking room?
No, but you could have went for the kiss. I mean, Don, you don't think you could have went for a kiss, Don?
Care.
But I think you should have went for it, Bill, because it also
Wi-Fi fuck. Sorry.
Yeah. Don, you don't think you should have went for a kiss?
Yeah, you should have went for a kiss, sure. But I mean, well, what? You? She followed him to the hotel room. I mean, Grammy, what, you want a free T-shirt?
Yeah, right.
By the way, I gave her a free T-shirt.
Oh, come on.
Gave it too early. You gotta wait. You gotta earn that shirt.
Oh man, you're right.
You wear the shirt out of the room.
Well, at least the next guy who bangs her will use it as a fucking cum rag.
Yeah. The drapes.
Yeah, I mean, plus, if you would have went for a kiss, she would have known you're not a huge pussy. She would have respected it. And
I get that.
And she would have been like, oh, and then she would have known you're interested in her. Bill, you fucked up, man. There are plenty of girls that I went for kisses before and got rejected, and we became and like I'm still friends with them.
He's too old, hell. He's all dried up inside. Wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah, right. I mean, Don, have you ever went for a kiss on a girl and she rejected you?
That you talking to me?
Yeah.
All right, say it again. I didn't hear.
Have you ever went in for a kiss on a girl and she rejected you?
I'm sure it happened. I don't remember. just
Well,
when you don't feel good, let's say yes.
I mean, what were you like 4? Give me a break. All right,
but Adam, don't you want to play that? You don't want to play that video that I sent to the group chat with Don, looking like Magnum PI, talking about I saw this girl. I just wanted to like be in the shadow of the guy fucking her so I could jerk off.
Oh, really? Well, that was before the Ken Shamrock fight, right? That was yeah.
I don't know. That was funny.
Did you guys watch
for Inside Halloween and special?
It was an anti-woman something? That was for what?
We gotta get Don new Wi-Fi.
Yeah, dude. So anyway, my life. So I've been fucking crazy. So I worked on a cruise last week. I left on Sunday to do a cruise. Got back on Wednesday. Went to Honduras. It was actually fun. This one was fun. It was a really fun ship out of Galveston, Texas. And
you shut up your wife for a minute.
And then it was one of those things. Bill, it was funny though. I'm like sitting by myself, having dinner, and I was like trying to, I'm also writing for Gutfeld, so I'm doing that like from the ship, 5 hours and after the 5 hours a night from the shows after the show, and it got me right above the nightclub, so I could hear boom, boom, boom. My fucking bed is shaking, and a lot of the song is good. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna write 5 jokes, come down, dance to Prince, come back up, write 5 more jokes, whatever. And then, but anyway, I was eating by myself in the cafeteria or in the cafeteria in the upstairs dining, and some like tall, kind of like nerdy high school kid. The kid must have been like 6'3", tall kid. He's like, "Oh, you're the comedian." I'm like, yeah. "Oh man, can I ask you a question?" And he sits down next to me. And I have like 5 minutes before I have to get to. So I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What's up?" He's like, what's your process, to writing jokes? And I'm like, well, sometimes whenever I get stuck, the best advice I ever got was pretend you're auditioning for a therapist. Like, here's why you should take me. And then go from there. Cause that's really good advice I got. I think it was from
Yeah.
So then he goes, oh, okay. And then he goes, hey, I actually wrote some jokes. You want to hear them? And I'm like, oh no.
Oh God. Yeah.
So then he takes out his phone and just starts going off on like anal sex jokes, right? And and I'm trying to eat. Like I'm trying to and I'm sitting and I'm looking at him like, all right, man, yeah, there's potential there. And they just keep going. And then he's like, all right, man, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm bombing. I don't want to ruin your. And he gets up and leaves. And now I feel fucking terrible because I didn't give him. So I like see his parents. I go, was that your son? They're like, yeah, why? I'm like, well, I was eating. And he wanted to tell me his jokes about anal sex, and the parents were just dying. And I'm like, but I didn't really but I didn't really give him, the love that they were great. The parents were fucking great. So that was a fun moment. And then and now I'm in. So anyway, I get home Wednesday, take 2 flights from Honduras, from Belize to Houston to LA. Getting 3 hours of sleep because I'm writing, it takes you about 5 hours a night to come up with 25 jokes for Greg. And I mean, there's about 6 of us. It's not just me. There's like 6 of us. And then I get home for like 4 hours and then go from there to Canada the next morning. So now I'm in Canada right now, writing another. It's nonstop. But it's this is I'm not going to complain because this is
this is what, of all the people I know, Adam, you are the one who's most suited for this because you're just constantly thinking. If you didn't have this, you'd be getting bored.
Yeah. Well, so
and you'd be left to your brain thinking about your life, which is way worse. So just keep working.
So here we are with the beautiful, amazing. I think she should be in the Hall of Fame. Are you a Hall of Famer, Kat?
I am not. I've been curious if I am going to be because there was a bunch of records set, but I don't know if you have to retire to be in the Hall of Fame, and I haven't officially retired, so I don't know.
Well, you should be in the Hall of Fame, hands down. You're a pioneer as well as a incredible fighter, like one of the best to watch, strong as hell. But more importantly, did Bill have a shot on your date? Because we think he should have went in for a kiss, but he said that he was worried that you when you refused to go up to his room, that he knew that it was over. It was over for him. Can you let us know exactly what happened and if he got a shot?
Oh, Bill.
You knew this was what it was going to be, Kat.
The show was really good. It was fun. I think even Bill himself said he's like, sometimes I worry that I talk a little bit too much shit and piss women off. And I was like, yeah, it's not gonna get you pussy, that's for sure.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
No, and I didn't mean just from me. I'm just saying in general, if I had to, you're my friend, you're my teammate, you're my homie.
What was the joke that made you feel that the most? Where you're like, oh,
this is the one that dried you up.
Just my whole general demeanor, apparently.
No, it wasn't the demeanor. You're a very handsome fella. It was, I don't know, it was a few things. It was a few ones, just about. But and I wouldn't say that wasn't why I went to your room. I didn't go to your room because I don't go to rooms. But it was. I think that I thought we were dropping your stuff off at your hotel, which was like a block.
Yes, we were.
And we walked maybe like a mile and a half, and I was in heels. And you didn't mention that. You didn't mention we were going for a hike while I'm in heels, and I had just gotten injections in my hip, and I'm watching these blisters appear on my feet, and there's a point where I was like, okay, I'm going. I need to lay down.
Bill invites you to a drink. You're like, you know what? I'm single. I'm early 40s. I'm beautiful. Yeah, you never know. So you go out, you meet him, charming guy, successful. He trains. He's tall. He's not a pussy. You know, he's like, well, I mean, you don't think like that, but so they're like, okay, maybe this guy. Then you go see his act, and you're like, okay, I'm, you know, this is a little ridiculous. All right, now maybe it's not okay, but yeah, hey, you know, still he's funny. I can see how people are laughing, and then he makes you walk a mile in heels. So at that point, you're like, fuck this bullshit. Like, if I was even gonna give him anything, it's over. So then he's like, come up to my room, and you're like, not a chance. Is that kind of how it went down?
For a foot rub. I wanted her to come up for a foot rub.
Is that what you said? Did you say for a foot rub?
No.
First of all, this wasn't a date. There was supposed to be like 8 people coming with me, and then this was supposed to be like a last minute Friday night or Saturday night. I don't remember. Oh, it was Saturday because we were supposed to watch fights. So I was supposed to have Angela Hill, Jenna Bishop, plus husbands of both. Lisa Mavros was going to come. There was like a crew that was coming, and so
it's going to be a triple date, is what you're saying. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, that's what I said.
So you got tricked. There's gonna be 8 people, and all of a sudden it's just you and Bill.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Bill. That's
you know what?
I didn't do that.
No, he didn't do it. He just offered tickets and it was good. And I had this like, okay, I don't do enough solo stuff. Like, I'll go. I love comedy. I've been wanting to go to comedy lately. I've been literally asking everyone when they're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to go see more comedy. Like, I just feel
Then why'd you go to my show?
Because Lisa told me to go. She said it was fun, and
He chose Bill.
she said she was going to meet me there, and then she did it.
But by the way, Kat, you're also on with Don Frye, who's the manliest of men. So now, if Don would have been like, "Come to my room," you would have been floating up there, right? Like you would,
or he would have dragged me like a cave woman. It would have been one or the other.
So, all right. So then now. But there was some attraction to Bill. You're like, this guy is right a little bit, or does Bill have no chance of ever? Is there going to be a second date?
There wasn't a first date.
Oh man, shots fired.
Wow, that's you know, I told you, Bill, you asked me about her. You said, what's Kat like? I said, she's cool as hell. She's hot, but she doesn't take any shit from anybody. So good luck.
You learned that the very hard way.
Yeah, I learned that years ago when I asked her.
Let's talk about that. Let's revisit that. Let's put it on Adam.
First of all, I apologize about that. I was back then. I was sort of going to try to be the Howard Stern of MMA, and I was in a different place, and we thought it was funny. And I asked,
what happened? You got it.
Well, I had Kat on the show, and she'd never been on the show, and I was like, "Hey, were you a fun girl back in the day? Did you let guys finger bang you or something?" And then I think that was like my opening question, and then she's like, "What?" She had just got the phone and like didn't really know that she was even in an interview. So she gets on the phone and someone's like, are you going to get finger banged? And then she's like, I got to go. And then her manager calls me and says, what the fuck kind of interview was that? And I got to say, you were right. That was, looking back, that was not the most professional interview I could have done.
So I recall a few things about it. One is I didn't even know what a roast was. Like, I'd never heard the term roast before. And so when I saw MMA Roasted, I'm thinking like, oh, it's like, I don't know what roasted means. Like it's because gyms are hot and sometimes it's fucking hot in there. I don't know. Maybe that's why it's roasted. I didn't know what roasted meant. So, and I don't think my manager put it together either, because I was like, hey, do you think I should do this interview? They reached out to me. He's like, yeah, sounds good. He's like, I haven't heard anything bad about it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I signed up for it. I was in Minnesota at the Mayo Clinic dealing with like concussion shit. And I got at a dinner and I get on the call at this dinner where there's like there's people waiting at the table, but they're not like, we're just waiting. Like they knew I had to do it. They were giving me like, the time for it and everything. And all of a sudden I'm getting asked about getting finger banged. And then you start talking shit about how fat women get after making weight and body image stuff. And you start talking shit about Rhonda, and Rhonda is my friend. And it was just like, what is happening?
I'm sure look, 100% this is
so true. It's 3 in a row. It's 3 things in a row.
I'm sure this is true. And I don't know. I'm in a different space than I was was, what was it, 10 years ago, 12 years ago? But she did come to my comedy show afterwards, and you were on a date back then.
Wait, with who? Who's this fucking guy?
It was not a good one.
Really? It seemed
Not a
like
good
there
one.
was sparks there.
At least it counted as a date.
And we both laughed about it, about the interview, and I think it was Soares. Ed Soares was your manager or something, because
Yeah.
he came up to me at like somewhere and was just like dying laughing, like going, "What the fuck was that?" I'll go, and I was just trying to walk away from him, pretending I had no idea. But yeah, look, hey,
Hey, it makes for a good story, right?
yeah, trial by error. It's like you gotta, because you know what it was. I think I was on a roll of like, oh, I'm the guy who asks people questions before that no one else is asking, and this was like before everyone in the world had a podcast. So I think there was like 5 or 6 or 20 girls that we had on the show that were like, oh, I love this kind of shit. Like, Carla Esparza talks about liking anal sex with her husband. It was like one of those things where it was like 5 in a row of like people that were like, oh shit, this is a show that you can get down on. And that was not made clear to her. And I was like, oh no, it was, but it was,
I do
but anyway.
remember everyone in your studio getting quiet.
Oh yeah, nobody had my back. I was left out on an island, for sure, for sure. So Don, I think that there's, but back to you guys, because it's more fun to talk about you guys.
No,
Let's talk about. Now, Bill said that you are in charge, one of the people in charge of the GFL, the Global Fighting League. Is that a real thing? Like, because I heard.
No, she's doing. I say she's in charge. She's in it. She's part of it.
I signed with them. I actually asked to be released by the PFL so I could go fight for GFL. And then they kept postponing the fight. Everyone was stuck in training. Like it was really crazy because it was like, with fighting, you have a training camp. You need it to like go a certain way. You need to peak at a certain time. Your weight matters. Like all of that, and it kept getting postponed. And then I think the boxing commission, 6 weeks out from the like final date that they picked, they were like, hey, this is a lot of money that you guys are promising people. We need you to put the fighter pay into escrow so we can like trust this process and get it going. And 6 weeks out from the fight came, and the investor disappeared.
Oh
Just gone.
man, I had a feeling that was because it was like too good to be true.
Yeah,
All these
the
dreams.
part about it that was really hard was like defending it when everyone would say that is like, no, it's not gonna be true. This isn't gonna happen. Like, it's too much money. Like, how can they make this work? And it was just like, no, it's real. Like, they want to do the right thing. They want to pay fighters well. They want to do the health insurance. They want to do profit shares. They want to do retirement. Like, they want to take care of everyone the way that every sport takes care of their athletes. And so it was like, it made sense for it to be the person that wants to do the right thing. And very optimistic for that to be the case.
You know what, Kat? I give you credit for not being like some alcoholic living on a trailer, just fucking pissed off, because this is like the second thing that I even know of, and there's probably like 500 things where like Don. So like they were making a movie with Halle Berry, and they told her she had the part, right? And then you like trained and trained and trained, and then all of a sudden just like gave the part to someone else, right? And then you got fucked out of that. Is that how? Can you talk about it, or is it still in litigation?
Yes, you can. That was years ago.
It's not in litigation, but she did make me sign a non-disclosure.
All right.
Well, those only last like 2 years.
Well, anyway, you got fucked in that situation too.
Point is, I was told I was going to. I think what you can already find out there is that she begged me to do her movie, and when I was being offered the fight to fight Holly Holm, she told me not to take it. She's like, "Please do this movie. It has to be you." And I was like, "Okay," and I told them no. And like, how she even got my number was through the UFC. So I was like, "There's no way they're gonna."
Yeah.
So anyway, they were threatening me. She was saying, don't do the fight, don't do the fight. And that fight was a rematch set up between me and Amanda. So whoever won the fight between me and Holly was going to get to fight Amanda. And of course, I'm the only one that beat her. So that was the rematch they wanted. And then yeah, declined the fight, and all of a sudden I see more steps, of course, but all of a sudden I see on the internet that the UFC released me, and then she reached out a couple weeks later saying, "Hey, I wanted a UFC fighter." So,
Oh
so
man.
she told me not to
What
take
the
it.
hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got so the fact that you're even happy.
As if that was like the biggest problem of my life. This
Yeah,
is
but
all like a few problems
a
ago.
lot of people take these things and like one thing happens and then they're victims the rest of their lives. Like they use it as like, man, I can't, if only this would have, if only that, and we see it in comedy all the time, Bill, like somebody's pilot gets
Of course.
all you hear about. So the fact that you're not letting this shit get to you, amongst other things, I give you a lot of credit. So
Did
Bill,
you mute me again?
what was that, Don? Game time. NFL playoffs. One of the greatest things you can do is go to an NFL playoff game. Okay. You get to go with other fans. You have fun. You take your family. Listen, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time filters out the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. Okay. Make it, you can save time, and saving time is money. Time is valuable. All right. You pick an upcoming game, you browse through the ticket deals on Game Time Picks, and it's so easy. I do it all the time. I go to concerts on with Game Time. I go to NFL games. I go to WNBA games. Okay, you can go to MMA events. All right, they have curated deals that make it easier to find the best price to get great seats. They have the super deal, which is the best value for that event. You get the seat views, so you don't like stuck behind a goalpost or you're sitting in the parking lot, whatever it is. They have the lowest price guarantee, and they have event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. All right, go to Game Time Picks. All right, they make it easier for sports, concerts, comedy, theater. They have all-in pricing. You get the seat views, you get ticket coverage, and you get the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. What are you waiting for, people? Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. That's right. Create an account, redeem your code CLNS for $20 off. All right. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I'm telling you, it's awesome. You're going to thank me later. Check it out right now.
What do you
You
say?
mute me again?
Yeah, I think
You
you
mute me.
said
You mute me.
no. I didn't mute you at all. Don, whoever worked on your Wi-Fi made it
Did
worse.
you say, is this a mutiny? Should we do a mutiny?
Yeah, no, whoever made Don's Wi-Fi actually made it worse. Because
It's been a little bit of a crazy.
Hey, Bill, make sure I can hear you.
I don't think I'm going to move to
This
the
is
other
why
side.
she didn't go up to your room, dude. You don't.
Well,
fucking-
no,
you're not
because I haven't even started my kitchen yet.
What's happening?
Oh,
All right.
nothing. Everything's fine. I said I have a group of people want to have a large conversation right in front of
So
me. for some
Bill's
reason.
getting yelled at about his kitchen. Don thinks I muted you. And then Kat is stuck with me, the guy who asked her about getting finger banged that pissed her off in 1992, whatever the fuck. So Kat, do you have a fight coming up?
I've been offered a few different things that are exciting. I was offered something in Times Square a few weeks ago it sounded super cool. It's like right smack dab in the middle of Times Square. They're going to shut down traffic and throw in a cage, and that sounded really fun, but it was just too short. So, and the same day I have to travel to Bulgaria. And then I just recently got
slow down for a second. Because these are all interesting things. What's happening in Times Square where they're shutting it down?
they're doing New York there's a new promotion they're starting. It's amazing. It's actually really cool, and I wanted to do it, and I hope to potentially do something in the future with them. But they're like, how New York was kind of like the last to the show as far as MMA. So I think they're kind of taking it over, trying to embrace it, trying to do their own thing. And there's some, city people involved in making a outdoor MMA show in Times Square.
Wow.
Now, is this legit, or is this like something telling you that you're in a movie and then somebody telling you you're in the NFL? Is there a date? Do they have it locked in?
The only thing is like, when it's a show's first time, it's always like, it's tough because it's like, do you want to be their like growing curve, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, like it's hard to say, especially with people involved in city planning and things like that. Like they might definitely know what they're doing, but MMA is its own animal. Like
Well,
it's
they did it for boxing like a couple months ago. They
yeah,
on
I
Times
think
Square.
that was kind of the template they were trying to take was the boxing one.
By the way, Sean McCorkle. So Don disappeared. This is how very professional this podcast is. Don left, and Sean McCorkle showed up. So McCorkle, by the way, you're here with Cat Zingano, the great. We're talking about. I'll catch you up. They went on a date. Well, it wasn't a date. She met. She was told she made 8 friends, and it was and just Bill showed up before Bill's comedy show. She was offended by Bill's misogynistic humor, but and then Bill made her walk a mile in heels. And then invited her back up to his room, to which she declined because she's not a whore. And now Bill wants a second date, but she never had a first date. But I think there's something here because she did the podcast and she's in shape and she could probably kick Bill's ass. Bill's never been punched in the face before. Did he tell you that?
Oh no.
Yeah, he's never been punched in the face. So that's very interesting.
I did want her. I was tempted to have her come on stage and choke me out just for a viral clip.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
You think?
He was worried about waivers.
Yeah. So Sean, Kat also, it was a part of that GFL. I don't know if it's a scam, but that thing, and now she's been told that they're going to have MMA in Times Square, but she can't do it because she's going to Bulgaria. So why are you going to Bulgaria?
So the U20s Team USA Team Worlds Tournament is in Bulgaria this year, so I'm going out to that.
Are you lying about your age?
I'm not.
Wait, tournament in what? And
my best friend, it's wrestling tournament. It's freestyle. My best friend is the coach, and so I go to European trips with her when she does.
That's amazing. Well, good for you. And you were a state champ in wrestling, right?
I was national champion 2 times and a world placer 2 times.
Wow.
You know, I heard if Bill knew she wasn't under 20, he never would have asked her on a date. And but also that Kat, if she'd have known Bill wasn't gay, she never would have agreed to go. So
meet Sean McCorkle.
Well, no, why I did go is because I thought Bill was gay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you wouldn't have gone otherwise. And also, Bill was hoping you guys would go viral. You were hoping not to go viral, which is why you
I didn't want that.
Hey, I just got tested. My test's cleared.
I am curious, Kat, do you even know who I am? I'm always curious if the newer generation of fighters even know who I am.
Newer generation? Like, what in the 80s? What are you talking about? Newer generation?
No, of course I know who you are. Of course.
It always blows my mind. Like when Matt Serra knew who I was, I was like, wait, you actually know who I am? He said, yeah, you're real funny, right? And I was like, oh, well, he doesn't know me for fighting anyway. So,
yeah, no, Kat's now, Kat, why are you single though? You're obviously beautiful. You're good.
Because she turns down studs like me. What does she expect, huh? I'll get it. That's a joke. That's a joke. Don't fucking rail me in the comments. Okay, go ahead.
So I mean, I think it's common knowledge my husband passed away in 2014, and it was a really tricky thing for me to want to be dating after that, especially because it all happened right when I was like, I think I'm #1 contender in the world in the UFC, and like that was the only fighter I ever dated, and I didn't want to date a fighter ever again, which meant that left normal people. I mean, and I didn't want to date anyone for a very, very long time. But when it did come back around, I wanted to try to find, if I was going to, somebody different than me in that way. But the problem with people different than you in that way is they don't understand fighting, which is especially in training camp, is completely chaotic, and you just never know. Oh, sorry. They just don't really know how to support you in the right ways, and it's hard to explain it while you're putting all your effort and your energy into this. So like what does that look like for someone? I'm just hypothetically, not for me as your potential husband, but how would that look like supporting you? Like, what does that mean to you? Well, not making me walk a mile in heels, that's a start. Good point. All right.
You know, if Kat wants somebody who understands fighting, who hasn't been a fighter, she just needs to get somebody that's been married before.
I thought maybe other sports athletes, but even that, like the fight game is just so different, you know, like these sports, like no one can like they don't worry about life or death in there before they go in, like there isn't starvation involved, like there isn't whatever. And two, just being a single mom after all of that, and like I just was really not willing to put up with like any bullshit, anything. So I tried a couple times, and like I'm open to stuff now. I just it just, I don't know. It's a complicated life to go into, and
Yeah.
Is there anything else traumatic from your past that Adam can bring up? Have you discussed? Not expecting it.
Like, have you ever been finger blasted in a weird way? Right?
I didn't say a weird way. I just said finger blast. I'm not a complete asshole. All right.
And also real quick, if I agree with Kat on other athletes, like pro athletes, not knowing what it's like to be a fighter. Like there'll be nobody who will ever understand in another sport what it's like to be the co-main event of a pay-per-view that sells 1 million pay-per-views and get $10,000 like I do. So that's I made fighting the UFC for a year. I made like a total of $26,000 in 3 fights. So it worked out.
I like how we go, why are you single? And it goes to you fucking 18 years ago.
I came in late. I got to fit all my material in.
Making $10,000. Like, literally. Yeah, I hear you. Now, how old's your kid now, Kat?
He just turned 19.
Oh, okay. So he's almost out of the house.
And he works for the LFA. I'm actually up at Tashi Palace where all these original fights were forever ago. Because he builds the cage and then he opens and closes the door for cage fighters during the event.
That's you said he's a talented martial artist, right?
Yeah, he's really good. He was ranked in the state of California for wrestling his junior and senior year. And then this year, when I asked him if he wanted to go to school, he was getting offered some scholarships for wrestling, but he wanted to take a gap year and just train and work. And so that's what he's doing.
So you were a wrestling mom.
Oh yeah, I was a coach.
Oh, wow. So was he like, when he didn't want to cut weight or when he was like complaining, because normally the mom is the one who's like, oh, let him eat or blah, 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 blah. But you're a fighter, so that's got to be.
It is a very big conflict these days because back in the day, like it was almost a badge of honor to wrestle like injured, like if you have like a cut or if you have like, I don't know, everything gets taped. You just survive through everything. Like if you don't cut weight, you feel like you didn't earn it, and so he still has that mindset because I have that mindset, but I've definitely had to tone it down because I do realize there's like a degree of like unnecessary self-abuse to cutting weight and unnecessary, like if you can win matches at your weight class and no one's beating you, why go down a weight class? Like just be good. And if you've done everything that you can to win and you still can't win matches, okay, maybe that's when you cut weight. But it was funny because for years in wrestling, he didn't want to hear anything from me. He only wanted me to cheer for him and say like, go Braden. But then there was a tournament, I think it was his freshman year or sophomore year of high school, where one of his coaches didn't show up. He was sick or had somewhere else to be. And so the other head coach asked me to help him coach varsity at that tournament that day. And I was like, shit, like first of all, I don't even know these kids. I don't even know what they know, but like I mean, I'll do it to help. And none of the parents knew who I was because my son doesn't tell anyone. I don't tell anyone. And so the coach told the parents like, hey guys, we don't have the other coach today. We have 14 kids. We need help. And so Braden's mom's going to help. And the look on their faces where they're like, Braden's mom? They were like pissed. And I was like, just trust me, like it'll be okay. I promise it'll be okay. And they're like, and they go up into the stands and like you can see they're just furious. And so I get the first match, the first kid, the best kid on the team, and he's the one that's been to state, the one that's like the senior, like he's all this. And I was like, okay, this is a lot of pressure. I know this kid's name. That's it. So he goes out on the mat. I'm in his corner. I don't know what he knows how to do. So I just tell him like specifically, like, put your hand here. Okay, snap here, move to the left, like put his head on the ground, like limp leg your leg out, do. And everything I said, he did. And he would just kind of look over at me and do it. And he ended up like with this badass pin. And then the match is over and I'm uncomfortable because I'm like, either he's going to come over and say thank you or he's going to come over and say, hey, could you shut the fuck up? Like, I don't know. It's going to be one of those. And he comes over and he was like, whoa. And he goes to my son and he was like, why does your mom know what to do? Like everything she said to do, I did it and it worked. And then the next kid wanted me to coach him, and then the next kid, and then the parents are sending me Gatorades and granola bars down.
Nobody figured out that you were number one in the world, and
they found out at the end of the tournament. And then that day was the first day my son came up to me and he was like, hey mom, like I'm up on mat 5. You want to like, and I was like,
that's awesome.
I love that. That's cool.
That's like out of a movie.
After that,
it is.
Listen to everything I say. He asks me questions. He shows me things. Like he asked my opinion. And so that day was like a huge day where he's like, wow, my mom actually knows stuff. And then people asked him like, why does she know everything? Why is she good at this? And he was like, well, I mean, she took 5th in the world and she took 4th in the world. And it was like,
that's crazy. What is his last name? Zingano?
Mm-hmm.
And no one figured out that.
No, because I don't talk about anything. Like he doesn't talk about anything. Like I try to keep my life very normal. There's been times where my life wasn't normal and it was way too much under the microscope for as much of the personal stuff was going on. And so, especially with stuff with him, I don't want anything to affect him negatively. He's gotten plenty of fights because of people knowing who I am, and they're like, "Oh, you think you're tough just because your mom is tough," and then he ends up in a fight.
McCorkle's kid won't even play him in the video game.
Yeah, he don't play as me. He was 9 years old and was playing. I caught him playing against me on the game because he said I was the worst heavyweight on there ranking wise. Like I had an 81 overall. He's only 9, so that was great. Hey, I did want to say the two things. I didn't want Kat to get the wrong idea on my screen name on here. She can see it. That YN in front of my name stands for Young Inward. In case she got the impression. And then also,
thank you.
Her son, if he doesn't work, if it don't work out for him working for the LFA, there's this new company out. I don't know if she's heard it, called GFL. They're doing big things, I heard. So
thank you, Sean, for those 2 amazing comments. Now, did you guys watch the fights last week with Poirier and Max?
Well, here's the thing. I will say this much to Kat's credit. We watched some of the prelims, and then she gave up watching that fight to be offended at my comedy. So I appreciate that.
Wow.
I was not offended. I just said I could see how others might be offended. I thought it was funny. I like, contrary to what you might think because of how offended I got by the roasts, I do think raunchy comedy is funny. So
no, I knew that. When you came to my show, you were laughing at everything. And I kind of knew that date wasn't going to work for you. He was too pretty for you. He was too much of like a...
Also, every time I looked down the audience, she just had her arms folded in a little smirk. And I'm like, oh, I don't think this is I didn't see any doubled over. Let me have another drink.
But Bill, you would date her again, Bill. I mean, that wasn't a date for her, but you would go out with her, obviously.
Well, let me just say this. This is for the bottom of my heart. If we look at Kat's career, what she's done, and the fact that she's raised an amazing kid who's driven, knows what he wants, and she looks that amazing at age 39, Winky. I mean, you're one of the most incredible women I think I've met, Kat. You're really. I hope you acknowledge yourself. How
that wasn't the end of the
awesome
question. But I asked her, obviously you go out with her again? Well,
why would she waste her time with me? Is my point. With everything that she's done and accomplished, she wants to be dragged down by a nobody comic.
Come on, you're not a nobody comic. First of all, Bill's been in lots of TV shows. He's a great actor. Very funny.
He normally plays a serial killer in all the TV shows and in real life too. So
he was on Broadway. He was on Broadway. He works all the time.
You're not making him sound straight, Adam. Like he was on Broadway. He has a tattoo of Roadrunner on his ankle. He's hangs out with Bruce Buffer.
He's a black belt. He's now coaching at 10th Planet. He's coaching a team. He used to live in a trailer in Texas.
Keep talking me up. Keep talking me up, man. It's getting there. It's getting there.
He's on a Showtime series. He was on CBS.
He was.
So
anyway.
All right. Let's talk about. So here my thoughts about this. The last week's fights were good. I like the Poirier versus Max fight. I think it was a little bit too much buildup where it was like, this is his last fight. Every 5 minutes was like a sad montage. And it got to the point where it sort of took away from the actual fight. And I get it. Like, it's his last fight. These guys are amazing. But it just seemed a little bit too much of like pre-roll, of pre-production of just, let's just talk. It's like, I get it. Like, it was like a Lifetime movie or something. It was too much. It was a little bit too much of you already have my emotions. I'm already invested in this. You don't need to force it.
I think the UFC, like, they really love to tell a story. And so if they get a hold of anything, they're going to make it extra huge. But I think the tricky part with retirement stories like that is look how many people come back. And I mean, look
Of
at
course.
Molly, you know, or she just left so she could go to boxing, or you look like and I mean, his was just a like a premeditated retirement, which is, you know, usually people retire because they lost or because they're mad or because whatever. And then a few weeks later, they're like, you know what? I ain't no bitch. I'm not gonna blah, 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 blah. So, uh, it's hard for me to take retirement seriously. And I mean, do I believe he is retiring? Yeah, but like, do I think that's the last we'll see of him? No. So it's I just think that they put so much energy into making whatever story so interesting because of course that'll
There was 15 other guys on the card or 20 other guys, girls. Like they could have like D-Rod, who said he was like 500 no in jail fights and street fights. They could have put something there. I want to know about his life a little bit. Kevin Holland. I mean, there were just other guys. It just seemed like it was all focused on the main event. And I get it, but like spread it out a little bit. Sean, what do you think?
I don't know. I think Poirier, he took kind of the, like she said, unconventional route to announce like you're going to retire before your last fight. Like me and Don retired before our last 5 fights, and we just didn't tell anybody. So we stopped training, stopped showing up, and just got paid. But I think Poirier, he'll probably show up in some as soon as he gets his check from this class action settlement and realizes it's like $700 out of 375 million. Then he'll probably have to go to bare knuckle or something to pay his bills. And Cat's right on the UFC love to tell stories. They love to tell stories like we take care of our fighters and we're loyal and we pay really well and people don't like. It's right. I don't like. It's true. They say it all the time. Fighters don't want people to know how much they make. I never want anybody to know how much I make because I was embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
So that's not because I didn't want people borrowing money from me.
Hey, as a comedian, I'm in that same boat, or sometimes literally on a boat. Don, what did you think about it?
I didn't see it, Burner.
What were you doing?
I didn't see it.
Where were you?
Hell, what Saturday night? Oh, I was over at Lisa's house, shoveling shit, shoveling goat shit.
Wait, you were shoveling shit? Did she like? Was it her shit or was it she's a horse?
Goat shit and horse shit. Yeah,
Goats and horses. Yeah.
So it's busy. Yeah, I'm a great shit shoveler. I'll tell you.
So your girlfriend called and said, "My farm, the goat shit's out of control, horse shit's out of control. Call my boyfriend Don Frye." And then Saturday night, instead of watching the UFC, when you're a Hall of Famer, you were shoveling goat shit.
Yeah. Feeding animals, man, over there feeding critters.
Yeah. Well, you're
Gotta throw.
The good news is Don doesn't have any back trouble or injuries or anything, so it makes shoveling shit easy for him. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Labor. It's not like he has to struggle to do it.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. Michael Johnson won. I was super happy about that because that guy, like, he's the best 24-19 fighter of all time. Every single fight that he lost, he was winning at one point, except for the Khabib.
Remember, I picked him last week, right? I said he had won 24 of his last 44, so I thought he was on a good streak and he'd probably win.
Yeah. And then Brendan Allen beat Marvin Vettori. That was a good fight. And Kyler Phillips, I was mad because he started off winning the first round, and then, dude, this other guy he fought, this guy Vinicius Oliveira, hands down, chin up, just goes forward the entire time, and somehow gets to win. It was even Cormier was like, "What's he gonna do when he fights somebody that has like a bigger punch?" Because
he's gonna get knocked out is what's gonna happen.
I can't think. And then in the PFL, Johnny Eblin lost with like 10 seconds left to this guy Costello Vanstitas. Of course, no one knows because they don't tell anybody, but it was actually a pretty good. All right, so this week, Robert Whitaker versus De Ridder. De Ridder is the guy that beat Bo Nickel, right? That's De Ridder? He's just coming off. Yeah, he beat Bo Nickel versus Robert Whitaker. Cat, who wins this fight?
Oh, wait. Okay, you didn't say Bo Nickel versus Whitaker. You said the
no. De Ridder just come off a win against Bo Nickel. He's the guy that.
Oh yeah. Oh damn. I don't know. I love Robert so much, and I'm the worst. Like, fight picker because I choose the person I want to win versus who I think will win, you know. So I don't know. Whitaker is an OG and he's still very good. I don't think it's hard to say, like the up and coming, fast, hungry, super motivated, somebody that just beat the boy that UFC has been promoting the shit out of, you know. I think it'll be a good fight. The drive is there for him to win, but I'm gonna still go with Whitaker. I just believe in him still.
He looks ripped though. Whitaker came in ripped. He came in like he's in shape. And you're right. And no one even knew how good Bo Nickel was though, because he was just like out wrestling everybody, you know.
Well, I mean, he was such a hopeful, but they brought him in very green. And so a lot of those original fights for him were like, here, practice on this guy, here, practice on this guy. Like, if you can do this in real time, you know, we can prove you're a fighter. We can prove you're more than wrestling, blah, blah, blah. But there is a point where, and he evolved fast. Like, you could see he was using the techniques he was obviously working on. And coming from wrestling, it's like, you know, wrestling is your back pocket, but you really want to like not just be one dimensional with wrestling. Like to this day, it's like, okay, I'm gonna throw kicks and throw punches and do whatever, but if anything goes wrong, I know I'm taking you to the ground, right? Which is nice to always have, but that's not the only thing you want to have. Like you want to evolve, and I just think that that was finally his first like real opponent, like real MMA fighter that didn't have holes in his game, like didn't have you know, they were evenly matched other than Bo was missing experience, you know, and so I think that that experience was important to have, and that was the first time he hit a wall, and that guy was good.
Now he also brought everyone into like his team. Like he basically made an American top team in Pennsylvania, where he brought in all these guys to work with him. And I always think that's a danger because guys are getting paid and they're not getting paid to hurt you. Not that you want people to hurt you, but if you're paying someone versus like you're all at American top team on your own, I think guys are going to go harder. Do you think, is there a danger in making a team around you?
I mean, I think it depends on communication, right? Like if you have people that you're like, I need to be working on this, like no one's going to come in and try to prove themselves on you because that makes them an asshole too, right? If you're the person that went to Bo Nickel's camp and hurt Bo Nickel, like you're blacklisted in a lot of different ways after that. And I'm sure the UFC was trying to be helpful in like when they're promoting someone the way they were promoting him, I'm sure they threw some budget towards making sure he had the training that he needed, you know, versus someone that's coming up on their own, like in their own little shanty in some town, like they'll let you figure it out and earn it. But when they're promoting someone like that, they're like, what do you need? How can we help? Like not everybody gets that, you know, but I have a feeling Bo had that because I don't know. I also don't know what kind of money he had to put towards himself from wrestling or whatever else he does or whatever sponsors he has. But I just feel like he had the optimal amount of support that you can get as a fighter in the UFC, you know?
Yeah, no, right. You're absolutely right.
And
Now,
I don't
Don,
think,
yeah, you're absolutely right.
I don't think I don't think he would have people in his camp around him that would be a detriment to him at all. Like everything would just be to make him better. And it was likely the conversation, you know.
Now, Don, you were you were a college wrestler. You were an alternate. You were like the fourth on the Olympic team alternate, but you never went for one takedown in any of your 40 fights. Like I've never seen a fight where you actually went for a shot. Was this by design?
Yes. Second fight in the UFC, I took Sam Atkins down. Go back to my second fight.
Come on, Adam. You missed one.
Right,
Come on.
so you went for one takedown in 40 fights. You were also a black belt in judo, and I've never seen you go for a throw. Never even a clinch. The only thing you ever went to was a hockey clinch where you just grabbed it. Like, was there a reason for this?
Those short shorts.
Yeah.
Got to keep the cheeks hidden.
Didn't want to lose the testicle, you know? Expose one.
I knew it.
Was that the reason you didn't want your testicle to pop out? Like you did you ever you went for one takedown? What like did your coach ever tell you? Did your coach ever say shoot?
I don't remember. Yeah. I'm trying to fucking think. Now you got me. No, come on now. I took down in UFC 10 that first idiot I fought, Mark Hall. I took him down. I just bear hugged him and
all right,
dropped him. You know?
Come on. Don was shooting all the time, just not inside the octagon.
Yeah, he was shooting Vicodin. And
that's right.
now, Sean, Cat. I don't know if you ever watched Sean's fights.
So I was actually, I was just thinking. I went to I don't remember what international fight week it was, but it was before they let women in the UFC, and I have a picture of me and Don. I was gonna try to find it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. You could show it to the screen.
Were your clothes on, or?
Oh, come on, Adam. You had to go back there.
No, that wasn't a no. She didn't say no.
I will say this. There's a lot more sexual tension between Don and Kat than between me and Kat, unfortunately.
Now, Sean, your goal was to have people take you down so you could get him in a Kimura. I don't know if you've ever seen Sean's fights, Kat, but Sean would, like Mark Hunt, he beat in 1 minute. He had like 12 wins all by Kimura, where guys would take him down, even against Puchanowski, and then he would, from the bottom, break their arm. Now, Sean, was that one of your goals, to let the guy take you down and then you could get to Kimura?
No, I was just that bad at wrestling that it looked like I was pulling guard, but those were all takedown attempts where I would end up on the bottom. So, it was, no, I wasn't good at wrestling or that good at jiu-jitsu. I just had one move. So it was like the Stone Cold Stunner, like the Kimura was the only thing I could win with. Because I sucked standing up, sucked at wrestling, and was okay at jiu-jitsu. So, I was very good at just locking one arm up and putting all my focus on just breaking that arm.
Can I say something? The amount of strength you need to do that, to break someone's arm, is insane. So obviously Sean is underplaying how massively strong he is. Because I get that as a sweep sometimes, but to get a Kimura grip and break someone's arm when they're on top, you must be a beast. That's a hard break.
Oh, yeah, I can't take all the credit for it. Some of that was Winstrel, Anavar, and testosterone supplement helping me out. But that was. I used to always say before my fights, we would find out whose steroids were better at the end of the fight. You know,
but Sean, how many wins did you have by Kimura?
Shoot, probably more than 10 or 12, I would think. Sometimes I would feel bad, which I knew I needed to get out of it. When I would feel bad blasting people in the face, like on the ground, so I would just try to submit them instead, because I would start when guys wouldn't quit, and then I would just keep punching them in the face. I would end up going to a submission or something, because I would start feeling bad for them. Most of the time, because they were getting paid $500 and just some fat guy they pulled out of the crowd before the event, So I'd be like, I had a guy tell me one time before a fight not to hurt him too bad because his son has 103 fever and he needs to get home and take care of him. He's home alone, his 12-year-old son. I was like, dude. And so
wait, before the fight, he says, my son has fever, so don't hurt him, or just.
Yeah, he was like, can you please not send me to the hospital or something? My son's got 103 fever. Can you take it easy? Just try to submit me or whatever. And then I thought it was a trick, but it turns out he wasn't very good at fighting. So.
Or parenting. That's crazy. All right. So also,
give it some parenting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's like Adolf Hitler giving advice, on how to protect Jewish people.
Thank you, Don.
Wait, who was Hitler in that analogy? I'm confused.
No, I don't know. I heard Hitler. I didn't hear the rest of it. So far, we got Kat on long enough where I think she's not going to say, please do not release this podcast. So that's really the goal here. So also tomorrow, Peter Yan is fighting against Marcus McGee. Now I know that Don doesn't know these people. Sean might know Peter Yan. Bill doesn't. Kat, you know who these people are?
Yeah.
All right. Who do you think is going to win this fight?
Oh, I don't know. I think Peter Yan is going to win.
Wow.
Yeah. If I agree with you, do I get a date?
Real one?
Okay.
Not a bamboozle?
Now the fight's in Abu Dhabi, and I'm wondering, but Marcus McGee is 10-1. Sometimes I feel like when the fight's in Abu Dhabi, they take people that are close to the area. I think Peter Yan's from Georgia, so it's not that close. But they had and they kind of set it up against Americans because but McGee might win this. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Also, Shara Magomedov. He's the guy with like the lazy eye, who looks like Ben Askren on steroids with a beard, like if Askren
he looks like a straight up murderer.
He looks like a straight up killer.
I wondered how his vision is because that eye does not look.
He's 15-0. He's fighting Mark Andre Barrial. This guy Shara is a fucking beast. Oh, Don,
wait.
you're doing Cat. Damn. Look at you. Oh, Cat. There's something different about you, but I'm not gonna say. I didn't want to bring that part up. Anyway. All right. So Jose Ochoa, was it for health reasons you got the boobs taken out, or is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well,
yeah, she's an advocate for doing that because it poisons a lot of women. And by the way, they feel amazing. So I wouldn't denigrate her for getting them removed.
You didn't have
to. They taste a little weird, but they feel, let me tell you something. They feel, guys, I'm making some jokes. Nothing. I'm not nothing. Fuck.
Okay, so Cat. All right, so Cat, you had big boobs and then you got them removed. You got your implants, then you got them taken out. Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm. I had them for, I think, 10 years. You know what? I should have figured it out in the beginning because I got, they were a surprise from my husband. Literally blindfolded me and took me into a office and said, surprise. And I was like, oh, great. So anyway, I got them.
Wait, did you want them? Was that even legal?
I had complained a bit about my body after my son was born because I could get everything back into shape like perfectly. And the only thing that wasn't like going back to my 23-year-old self was my boobs. And so I'd complained about them, but I didn't. I think, to be clear, I wish I would have been clear on my complaints where I was like, I'm saying this for you to tell me, no, you're beautiful the way you are, blah, blah, blah. Like I kind of, I think the fishing that I was doing, which I learned my lesson on those things now. And he read it as like, oh, we'll just fix it and get her new ones, you know?
Well, he was Brazilian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he probably just, there might have been a translation like, oh, you want boobs? I got you boobs. Like that might have been like, all right, go on.
So I got a set in the first part and I like everything about it. I was just not feeling good. Like things were wrong. And then I don't know. Then I needed to, I think it was only a couple months. And then I had to go get them replaced and fixed and changed because the first set was like not happening. And even with that set, I was having these weird, like, almost these like weird, like, night terrors where I was like, I want to like rip them out. Like, I just want them out. But I
like
thought
Tijuana or something?
No, I got him in Costa Mesa, California. It was a really good doctor. But I just think like my body rejected them and I didn't know that was what was going on with me. So, and I was young, I was 25 when I got them and I started feeling shitty right away, but I didn't know that that's what it was. I thought it was because I do crazy weight cuts. I was fighting to 125. And so I was like attributing it to that. And I had all these hormonal issues. I had like, they told me at one point I was like pre-menopause at 25 and it was just like
Jesus,
ridiculous. Like I'm super healthy, but again, I thought it was all the weight cut stuff. So at a certain point I went up to 135 and thought that would help, but then everything was just still the same, but now I'm bigger, and then at a certain point I was still feeling sick. I was still feeling crappy, but by that point I had a lot of grief going on in my life. So now I'm like, oh, it's got to be this thing in my life or that thing in my life. So I just kept self-diagnosing, but also going to like doctors and asking what's wrong with me. And they couldn't figure out anything that was wrong with me other than, oh, maybe you're grieving, or maybe, it's anything that I could say they would just agree with as a maybe. And then I moved up to 145 to see if it was that. And was fighting at 145. And then I remember getting online one day and like I was just allergic to every food. Like everything I could eat would just swell me up and cause me all this pain. And Phil Heath, do you guys know who that is? He's like the bodybuilder, like multiple time Mr. Olympia or something. So I'm friends with his wife, and I noticed one day she was posting about having this breast implant illness, and she listed all of these side effects and all these things going on with her. And I was like, whoa, almost every single one of those things on that list is what I'm saying is wrong with me. And it was all these food allergies. It was all these like weird swelling, weird pains, aching, like completely anxious all the time, like this crazy brain fog, like forgetting why I walked into a room all the time, like nuts. And so I looked into all of that and I reached out to her and she told me she was getting this procedure. So I reached out to her doctor, which was amazing. That woman's doctor, or that doctor's dad was an Olympian, so she was super invested in me as an athlete, and she got me in right away. And I got my implants out, and it was nuts. Like hours later, I felt difference. Like I felt,
wow.
I felt
Great story.
it was crazy. I was sitting when I had to go to Cleveland for this procedure. So I'm sitting on the couch. I got there on a Friday for pre-op. And I would sit on the same place on the couch the entire time and watch the TV from the same place on the couch. And my son always likes subtitles on when the TV's on. And I can never read them from that far because my vision is so fucked up. And even with glasses on, it was always just like this weird blur, like when your windshield's dirty or whatever. So I was watching from the same place, the same TV, the same subtitles the entire weekend. And then I go and I have the surgery. And I come back and I sit in the same spot and I watch TV and I can read all the subtitles. I can see
that's insane.
Everything, like all the inflammation on my brain and my eyes and like all of this stuff from my body fighting me with just wanting those implants out. Like I had adrenal fatigue. I was taking medicine for that. I was able to get off of that in a week. I was hypothyroid, low estrogen, low DHEA. Like I got off of all that medication in a few months. And now I walk around at 145, where at a certain point I was walking around at 178, and I haven't changed anything except took those out. And now I can eat all these different foods. I can eat everything.
When did you do it? How long did you do this?
2019.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm really happy that you had a happy ending. That's,
listen to Kat explain her symptoms like the weight gain, brain fog, like all that stuff. I'm starting to think I should have mine taken out. I do know for sure, though, she's right. I do know for sure that breast implants can, like, I got some for my ex-wife way back in the day in Beverly Hills from Dr. Donna 210 because she had to have the best. But I paid for those from her, and I know they do poison your body, but they also can poison your mind and make you think you're hotter than you are. So that's the problem I ran into with her. But
no, what's weird though is it's not just breast implants. Like in the doctor's office I went to, there was men that had like calf implants or like chin implants, like different things that were going through the same thing because their body was rejecting it. So it's like it can be any kind of foreign body inside you that your body just doesn't want. And you can't.
I heard Don's mustache is a mustache implant. I did know that Adam, he can like identify with you because his wife took him for his birthday last year to get a penis implant, like extension, as a surprise.
It's a reduction. It's crazy because Cat's body also rejected Bill.
Right. Damn it! Why didn't I think of that?
Oh man!
I will regret the rest of the day not thinking of that first, Adam.
No problem. Also, all right. Another fight we'll talk about. Bryce Mitchell, who has lost his 2 fights. He's the one that said he wanted to go fishing with Hitler. But before
Earth is flat.
Yeah, Earth is flat. His ex-girlfriend had the tattoo parlor.
He just got caught in the darce, like super bad darce, right?
Yeah. He was like 15-0 at one point. He was killing it. And then he fought Tapura. Tapura was the big one. Tapura beat him, and then and then Josh Emmett, and then this. But he's a good fighter. He's just also one of those guys that trains out of his barn in Arkansas, and and he named his kid Tucker after Tucker Carlson. So anyway, he's fighting. I'm not kidding. He did. He's fighting Said Nurmagomedov, who's 18-4. This should be a good one. Is
that in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, it's in Abu Dhabi. It's tomorrow.
Well, at least Bryce will be able to bond with the Arab fans since they both are fans of Hitler. So.
Wow. Hitler's been mentioned like 4 times now on this. Also,
hey, real quick before I forget, I had to make a birthday video for my jiu-jitsu coach, like telling him happy birthday because they're going to play to some picnic that I made up an excuse why I can't go to. Yeah. But really, it's just really hot here. But after I sent the happy birthday, they sent back like his his assistant sent it back and said, "Hey, is there any way you can make one that doesn't mention the Holocaust?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah." So I had to make another one.
So, Cat, by the way, Sean is 1/4 Jewish, according to him, which is why he can make these.
Okay. So why do you get to use the N-word?
Oh, I don't use it. I just use the letter. So
Okay.
Like the letter.
But no people have been persecuted more than my people. Like a quarter of the time, I've been really persecuted.
All right, Amanda Rivas versus Tabitha Ricci. That should be one of them's like Baby Shark, right? Isn't Tabitha Baby Shark against Rivas is 13-6. Kat, you're an expert at women's MMA. Who wins this fight?
So this one's a tough one because my teammate Angela Hill has fought both of them, and I think lost bad decisions to both of them. So, it'll be a very telling fight because I do think she won both of those fights, and I don't know. I guess we'll find out. The pace in the Baby Shark fight was ridiculous. Like there's something with the endurance and everything, and I know they're smaller, like. Those flyweights are just, they can go forever. There's not as much like power packed in the punches, but you get so much like engagement, movement, striking, like everything. So I don't know. I would say just based off of a volume alone, I can see Baby Shark taking it with the cards.
Gonna be good. By the way, Don, just so you know, Kat was a 2-time national champion in wrestling and is going to Bulgaria to coach the team in a couple weeks. Just so you know, Don. Don's a big fan of the wrestling.
Male team or female team?
The U20 women's. I'm not coaching. I'm going to assist, but my best friend is the coach. Randy Miller. Do you know who Randy Miller is? She's the first Black woman to medal for wrestling in the United States in the Olympics.
Wow. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Who's that one Black girl who just does all those lateral throws?
Oh, Kennedy Blades. I think she'll be at this tournament. She's going with the team.
Dude, you got to see this girl, Sean. It's just a fucking highlight film. It's all like WWE, like perfect lateral throws, like in real time. It's very impressive, very impressive. You had a good lateral. Didn't you fought Pena, right? Joanna Pena? You had like a perfect lateral drop in that fight, right? Am I?
Yeah, I mean, I'll get at least one every fight. Like I like to bring out the freestyle in fights, and it's funny because every single person I fight, when I talk to them or their coach afterwards, they always say that they knew it was a risk, but they thought that they were not going to get thrown by me. They're like, no way she's doing that to me. And every single fight, I threw somebody like
I love that.
Oh, Bill is so turned on right now. Bill's like, this is.
Are you sure we can't have another date?
Wow! Oh, wow! Wow! I think you're gonna personally, Bill. I think you're gonna get a second date. A first date for her. It'll be your second date.
If there was any doubt whether Bill's gay or not, that just confirmed it.
Sean, we got to set him up. This is our boy here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on. He's a 60-year-old single guy. We gotta help him out. Did Bill tell you about his daughter? How the baby mama thought it was Matt LeBlanc's kid for the first 3 years of his life? Did he tell you that?
No, I didn't.
And then she found out that it was Bill. Right after he landed that Friends contract. So if you think you have bad luck, it's the baby mama. But the girl turned out great. She end up going to Stanford, and she's a lesbian.
Berkeley.
Yeah, Berkeley. And then Don's daughter is a professional pole dancer. She's ranked second in the world in pole dancing.
And Sean's daughter is in a compost heap behind Planned Parenthood.
Wow. That's what were you saying?
I couldn't hear a word of that, but I assume it was offensive.
It was something about Planned Parenthood. Don, what were you saying?
I said she's a competitive pole dancer, not a professional, but a competitive.
Isn't she ranked second in the world or something?
Yeah, but she's competition. It's not. She doesn't do it for money. She doesn't collect $1 bills, $5 bills, and $20 bills.
No disclaimer. It's awesome either way. Do you know Barb Honchek? She was a UFC fighter. She was on the Ultimate Fighter when they did the first 125 pounds. She's a competitive pole dancer too. I'm gonna go watch her on Halloween in Seattle.
Oh, there you go.
Badass. It's athlete sport. Like it's hard.
Yeah, no, Don's very proud.
Yeah,
Don,
it is. It's really tough.
but
Mhm.
Don
Yeah,
says
she got a master's from NYU, and she's a competitive pole dancer. Yes. Father's pride. Father's pride has no limits.
Money well spent.
So Bill, what do you have coming up?
Nothing.
Anything you want to plug that like will help you?
He was hoping to say another date with Cat, but I don't think that's going to happen after this interview.
Anything you want to come on, Don?
Speaking of something I want to plug, I have no, I have nothing. I just have shows in Long Beach Laugh Factory this weekend and next weekend and blah blah blah. Nothing exciting.
What about you, Don? What do you got coming up?
It's about as exciting as Bill's, you know. Jeez. What did I have? I got to go back to Detroit to film some more on that movie Clay, about a boxing movie. So I got to go back and do that.
Nice. I've been getting into that too. I've been doing filming, fight scenes, action acting. This stuff is so fun. So fun.
Why don't you two get together and maybe have a date or something? I don't know.
He's so jealous. Sean, what do you have coming up?
After we end this, I am driving to about an hour to Indianapolis. I'm either going to get $20,000 owed to me or light someone's house on fire. So it's one of the two. Because we had a lady the other day, I put a roof on her house. Actually, I didn't. A bunch of Mexicans did, but I pay them really well. We put a roof on her house, and she waits till we're done to be like, oh, by the way, the insurance company never gave me that check, so I guess whenever it gets here, I'll let you know. And I was like, that's not how it works. Like, I don't do $20,000 worth of work at your house, and you tell me, by the way, if they ever send the check, I'll pay you, you know? So, yeah, she's supposed to have it today, and if not, things are going to turn ugly. So,
Cat, wow. So Sean has like he acts like he's broke. We went to his house. He has like, I don't know.
That's the quarter Jew in me.
He's got 1 million acres with like 5 ponds and like 700 machine guns and like a dog breeding business and a roofing business. It's like, it's crazy. And, but so he has these people do these things. So somebody that did like stiffed him on a job, on a roofing job. So he had the Mexicans take the roof off in the middle of the night and then put it next to the house. Put it next.
The customer, yeah, they were out of town. His wife had made the mistake of telling me they were going out of town that weekend. And then he said that, oh yeah, my wife doesn't like the color, so we're not going to pay for it. And I was like, no, she picked it out. Like, I didn't pick the color out. He's like, well, I'll give you half. And I was like, no, you'll give it all to me or your roof's coming off. And he didn't think I was serious. So when they were out of town that weekend, I had my guys go take it back off and just leave it in his driveway. And then he called up like throwing a fit. And I said, I don't know what happened. I guess the guys, you didn't pay me, I didn't pay them. I guess they got mad and took it off. If I were you, I would probably pay me so I can pay them, you know? And then, then I got the money and they never put it back on. So.
Wow.
Well played.
What do you have to promote?
I guess just, I think I'm super excited. I've been loving doing the stunt acting, the fighting, anything like that. For the film has been super cool and fun. As far as promoting things, like I just am doing stuff coming up. I have the trip to Bulgaria. Right after that, I'm going to take a solo trip to Istanbul.
Why?
There's like a sponsor out there that does a bunch of things for fighters and stuff. So it's like a bunch of medical things. So I'm going to just go out there and get free medical treatment and check out what bones of mine are doing well and all these things. Dental work. It's like stem cell therapy. It's like all kinds of stuff. So I'm going out there. I'm trying to get one of my girlfriends to come with me. So we'll see.
You have some. I don't want to read about you or see a Netflix special about this. This doesn't sound very safe.
You're getting it for free?
All right, I got moves for this.
Yeah, but wait, you get it for free?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, if your girlfriend can't go and you need someone to go with, I'm just saying, you need someone. I'm sure Don's available.
Yeah, I bet I think the guys that loves UFC fighting, loves everything. Once you get out there, their transportation's covered, the hotel is covered, the food's covered. They're going to take me on a tour. So
where is this at?
In Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah. By the way, you're talking to two of the most injured of all time. So Yeah, Bill, if you could give Don and Sean Cat's phone number, there's gonna be like a line of fighters.
It's on the text thread.
Perfect.
Yeah, but she didn't give him her number though.
It's gonna be Cat, Don, and Sean, and Turkey. What could go wrong? So, can I just come with a video camera and film whatever happens?
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'll be at the Reno Laugh Factory next week, and then I got things coming up in Minnesota, and I'll be on Gutfeld again on August 12th. You guys are great, Cat. You're a breath of fresh air, and thank you for coming on the show. And
thank you, Cat.
Good sport. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Bye bye.